Yeah, hi Tim. We're here at in the backyard at 387 Illawarra Road, Marrickville, otherwise known as Sun Hillo. Reason being, the interview I did at the Vanishing Point was deleted from my camcorder. So here we are. The idea of this whole mural, and it goes for 7.2 metres. The first idea was, in this backyard there's a gum tree and next door is a mango tree. There they are there. There they are. Big tall mango and the rather smaller but robust mango, and big tall gum and the smaller, glossy mango tree. Okay. And privately I'd always had this idea of a private metaphor that the gum tree represents me and the mango tree represents my wife Rachel, who's an Indian lady. So I always had this sort of nice little private metaphor in my mind. And then I was doing a series of tree paintings, and Brendan Penzer from the Vanishing Point suggested I do a mural, think about doing a mural. So in the end I just combined all the trees to make a forest. So, but I wanted to make a nighttime, dreamy, enchanted forest. So I wanted the tree shapes to look like figures, human figures. And there's a human figure at the end which looks like a tree. So what really kicked me on with this picture was that last summer the mango tree was visited by bats. I'd be out in the outside toilet and I'd suddenly notice there was a huge bat eating some of the ripe mangoes. So this whole idea of these animals flying through the night sky, they can see, but their sense of smell is amazing. So led by the smell of this ripe fruit, the attraction, the sensuality. So that I added that to these sort of beautiful tree trunks, in human form. And then I made these sort of bat heads that were sort of floating, throughout. Even though the shape of the head kind of looks like the horses that I do.
Yeah.
So
that was the theme I noticed, continuing on from the horses last time.
Exactly, and that's what when I feel. So when I was growing up, I used to love going out in the forest and the farms, and being lost in all the trees, and looking at horses. So suddenly, when I have a horse and a few trees, it all takes me back to that strong sort of, childhood memory, memories of puberty, memories of strong feelings suddenly coming up, So as we move along, you've still got mangoes in the air. You've got actually potatoes down here, which, just contrasting. I think there was one line that I wrote. The potatoes dreamed of lives without shelter, swinging in the breeze. Okay? But then I think the mangoes were dreaming of... let me see. Anyway, I know what I wrote. I can't find it, but the mangoes were dreaming of the warm security...
The mango dreams of the satisfaction
of an invisible life like the potatoes. You see? So you had these two people just sort of dreaming their own little dreams, wishing they were another thing.
It's a bit like the grass is always greener.
The grass is always greener, that's right. So, so we move along the forest, we come to this sort of human figure, which that idea, that first tree painting, I wanted to have, a skeleton of a burning kangaroo, and out of that burning kangaroo, rises up a man. And that idea was from an Arthur Upfield Boney detective book, where the guy who murders puts the bones of the human and the kangaroo together as a way to fool the trackers and the police. Now, again, the branches, the arms, are meant to hopefully represent rising above and new life out of fire. Why I did the shark head again, similar to the Yas paintings, I just like the form. It's like an arrowhead going upwards. Just accentuates that going upwards. and again that sort of upside down smile of a shark. But you know, that then sort of, you know, tied in with the overall theme, which was originally my wife and myself. Because when I met my wife, you know, things were pretty bad, and they were going downhill pretty quick. But you know, the relationship, you know, continued, and we have a family now. It's all very good. So going back the other way down the forest. Yeah, and as I paint, I either put little words or little comments. 8 bats cross the sky, led only by smell.
Yeah.
And I just keep on.
With those comments, there's something here about the potato famine.
Oh yeah, there's a bit of, you know, you just read up about the potato famine, how that was the only crop they had. When that failed, there was no assistance. There was actually stuff grown in Ireland which they still exported to England. So that's a bit of history, family history. Yeah. Here's a nice bit of text from this Arthur Upfield Boney detective series. Boney's half black, half white police inspector. And he said, because I was reading this book, and the words were, "Every successful investigator owes much," he told Irwin. "No investigator ever begins to be successful unless drawn by curiosity, luck, plus a little inductive reasoning into the behaviour of foxes and eagles. And that will rise any police recruit to the top of his department." Well, I found that incredibly funny and strange at the same time. Boney often solves crimes because he knows that foxes and eagles will be drawn to corpses or dead people, you know, carrion. So, you know, that's that use of deduction, but also sort of an awareness and feeling for
Kind
the
of
Australian
ties in
bush.
nicely with the flying fox.
Yeah, exactly, because they are, you know, they are like foxes. Like I saw one recently at a lecture. A woman brought one in a cage. And they're like little foxes, but with wings, if you can imagine.
And
Really
they go
big
after
wings.
the flesh of the fruit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't just eat mangoes. They go after flowering gums and all sorts of different things. But yeah, fig trees, mango trees, they really love. And I'm hoping that next summer they come back, because the colony's actually left Sydney. But I'm hoping next summer to have some more bat encounters. They're very shy and also very clumsy when they fly off. You don't think they can fly. They're so clumsy. But yeah, so I'm happy with where it ended up, because I was only doing them as a series of tree paintings and putting them together and linking them. That was a challenge. Yeah. But I'm quite happy how it turned out.
Is there anything with the 8? There's 8 bats.
8 bats. Well, of course, it's the 8th of the 8th of the 8th. You know, this is very special.
Auspicious.
No, it just sounded good. Like I just have these words, I just make up these lines, and I repeat them to myself for months until they sound really good. So that's all that is. But yeah, there were only usually 1 or 2 bats at a time.
Yeah.
When they came. Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. Thanks, Tim.
No worries.